Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Darksiders. In the last episode, we gained Chronomancy, the ability to control time using the chronospheres. And we won't actually be using that for a while. We've got a few more things to wrap up, because one of the things we gathered in the last few episodes was the Tremor Gauntlets. And with it, the ability to open up, well, to destroy those pesky blue crystals we've seen around the place. So this episode, I'm mostly going to be starting off, at least, by going back and getting some stuff that we've missed. Because we can, well, not that we've missed, that we can now get. Now we have the blue gauntlet? Tremor Gauntlet, there we go. I'm not speaking particularly well. Beginning of a new recording session, always a bit rough. I'm going to take the Serpent Holes to Anvil's Ford. So, I should probably show this off because this is mildly interesting. This is a new Serpent Hole, because actually so far we've only ever taken the Serpent Holes to the Scalding Gallow. I realise now because that's the only thing we've used them for. Duplicated sentence is duplicated. Anyway, yep, there we go. So here we need to walk as if we're kind of going back to Drowned Pass. Along the way we will encounter, well, you'll see. So along the way you will see a pile of blue crystals here. We're almost to... That's weird. I was hovering for way longer than I should have there. I definitely got stuck. We're almost to the Drowned Pass here, but on the way is some blue crystals. And behind them is... Wait, what? Where's that? Oh, it's through here. There we go. A chest containing, you should be able to tell by the chest now, a Wrath Shard. And that's our 4th Wrath Shard, which gives us a new Wrath Core. We're up to 5 cores now, which is pretty sweet. Let's head there. Let's finish heading over to the Drowned Pass. So, there's one blindingly obvious thing we missed here. And there's also a shit ton of enemies, so I will explain that once I've fought these dudes. So, up here and to the right, we kind of... Man, don't start off an episode ever with, like, explore these wee episodes where we have to, like, go around and gather a lot of things. Always a rough one to start an episode with, because it means I'm off camera a lot, not even not start an episode with, start a recording session with, because it means I'm off camera for a large portion of the beginning of an episode, of a recording session, and it means I really do not have the chance to warm up, so I end up sounding like a very interesting person. Let's finish off these guys, and you might have caught a glimpse there of what we're after, but there are more bastards coming, so I'll fight these guys. So, if we bring up the Chronicle, we will notice, and go to the world map. Oh, it doesn't show me Vulgrim locations. Fair. You'll just have to take my word for it. We never got a Vulgrim location here, and there is one, and it's just around the corner here. Ugh, more enemies. So areas you've been to in the past are now have a relatively high tendency of being filled with enemies, and the Drowned Pass is no different to any of the others. In fact, it's one of the worst, that it's really full of enemies. If you don't use Serpent Holes to traverse the world can be actually surprisingly dangerous between dungeons. As you may have noticed there as well, enemy animations just sometimes don't finish if you're in the process of a death animation, which is really nice. Finish off that guy, and you'll notice on the map, the path kind of like forks here. We never went this way. There's a lot of stuff going on here. There's that thing up there, there's that over there, all sorts of things. But for now, if we just come around the back here, we can see a couple of Vulgrim sigils, and indeed, the man himself. So, that gets us the 7th Vulgrim location in total. Now, what we need to do is hop down in the water, and there are a few more things on the water for us to handle. Firstly is round and to the right here. Well, there's a shitey fish, but we'll ignore him. If we come up and out of the water, you know those blue shards, not blue shards, blue, I'm thinking too far ahead, those blue crystals we just saw from the surface that I pointed out. Now we are behind them, and if we shatter through them, there is a chest which contains yet another Wrath Shard, which is wonderful. Following this, there's a fair bit, as I say, there's a fair bit we can gather around the Drowned Pass. I'm not sure how much of this we could have necessarily done when we were first here. This we definitely could have done, so just a blue chest right here. Following that, one final thing to grab. There is a block down here that's underwater. And you may remember these from the hollows. If you hit the thing on the side of it, it raises up. But it raises up very high. Fortunately, unlike the ones in the hollows, it doesn't then come back down after a timer. It's raised up basically permanently, which means we can swim around to the side here. And, oh, there's bastards. Let's quickly kill the bastards. And now we can just hop onto the side of this. I'm actually taking a fair bit of damage. Fortunately, we're about to get healed a fair bit, because this is a Lifestone Shard, which nearly completes our next Lifestone, and also heals us up by 2 full skulls. No, 3 full skulls. No, 2 full skulls, which is nice. Anyway, we're now done in the Drown Pass, so let's take the Serpent Hole back to, this time we're going to go to the Choking Grounds. So, back here is where the Gatekeeper was, back in the Choking Grounds, if you remember back to episode, 4 or something like that. This has gone quite quickly, actually, this thing. We're already 2 dungeons down, I'm quite amazed. Certainly going faster than I was expecting. Get off the wall there. Not death, what's he called? War! Oh, the Horseman. Wrong Horseman. Down here, we have been down here before. There was a few enemies in here, and when we shadow flew up to the 2nd level, we found some more enemies up here. What we found that we couldn't do anything with, though, was a bomb plant. And indeed, there is a gas pipe punctured there, using which you can light the inert bomb growth and fall back down. Great. Well done, Doctor. But with that done, we can now hop up here. We technically could have done this on the way back from the Twilight Cathedral, except that we went from the Twilight Cathedral straight back to... Oh, zombies. We went from the Twilight Cathedral straight back to the Scalding Gallows via the Serpent Holes rather than coming here, because I just didn't think to at the time. Smash this. And you will find another Lifestone Shard inside, which, if I'm correct, is another full Lifestone for us, which will be very handy in the upcoming area. Oh, there's buggery here. I'm going to fight these guys, and then head back out to where the Gatekeeper was. Now from here, we proceed onwards as if we were going to the Broken Stair. And in this area, you'll be attacked by bastards, which is... Ooh, man, they're ugly up close when I briefly pause there. These are a good chance to take Mercy for a spin. Mercy is fun, but... especially in its current iteration, not very powerful. As you can see, unlimited ammo is very nice, but you do have to go for a while to kill even weak enemies. Like, those are ones you can kill with 1 B grab, and they still take that much effort. But it's good for kind of just getting enemies' attention from a distance and kind of making them come to you rather than having to wait for them to attack, which is nice. It means you can kind of take the initiative with range enemies a bit more than you've been able to so far. Anyway, what I'm here for is this thing. Smash through it, and behind is, weirdly, a champion artifact. Usually, as I said, champion artifacts tend to be in dungeons. That one isn't, which is very strange. Anyway, let's head back to the Serpent Holes, and this time travel to the... Oh, where the hell am I going? Travel to the Crossroads. Now here we have one more thing to gather, so we've got... there's a blue crystal to get rid of. Oh, by the way, wow. You may have noticed there's a little kind of raven thing. If you kill ravens, they are guaranteed to give you green souls. Enough for them to heal a, not huge, but kind of worthwhile amount. They're worth killing if you're just kind of slightly dying. Well, not even slightly dying, just slightly damaged. And Mercy makes it super easy to just pick them off from a distance. Anyway, here there are some more blue crystals. And they have a special chest behind them, which contains one of the final few non-legendary enhancements in the game. This is Hellfire. Instills a melee weapon with the element of fire, which makes it more powerful and occasionally set enemies on fire. It's bloody handy, and it's going to go on Chaos Eater. I think then I will put Weapon Master on the combat... Not the combat scythe, what the fuck am I calling this? The Tremor Gauntlet. I don't use the Tremor Gauntlet that much, but it just means it has got a bit of extra oomph when we need it. Chaos Eater is now on fire, which is cool as shit, and it sets enemies on fire fairly regularly, which is great. Chaos Eater is nice and powerful now. With that done, let's head back to the Scalding Gallows. Now from here, we have finished our gathering, so that's been hopefully 5 to 10 minutes is what I've anticipated for it. Now we can actually proceed onwards. There's some blue goo here that we can get past now with our Tremor Gauntlet, and there's enemies to kill. Wow, that was satisfying. Plus 27. Ooh, nice. The Reaper is so good for crowd control. The Reaper... The Scythe / the Harvester. Never called the Reaper. Cool. I was going to cut there, but I really actually didn't need to in the end. Let's smash through these. And on we go. So time for some tunnels in the meantime. And a bit of chance to reflect on what's coming. As I've said, the game is largely broken down into dungeons. This next section is not a dungeon. It's so... wow. From now until our next Chosen is just a kind of overworld dungeon is probably the best way of describing it. It's a series of puzzles and such in the overworld, but it is all very much in the overworld rather than being in a dungeon kind of sense. It doesn't have like the map and like a... well, it does have a dungeon item as such, but it's... you don't really notice. It's not like you enter the Twilight Cathedral or you enter the Hollows or something like that. I mean, you do enter the area, but it's an open air dungeon, I'd say. So it's quite cool. But we will be... wow, we'll probably be getting there at the end of this episode, I suspect. Well, we'll see. For now, smash through these. And we come across a Chronosphere. This is what we've got the power to use. From Samael, Chronospheres hold the power to slow down time. Use the crossblade to activate Chronospheres at a distance, or you can activate them up close by just pressing B on them. Slow time to avoid danger or gain access to solve puzzles. So, how do they work? If we were to hit this lever, for example, it's not even a lever, it's a switch, and we don't hit it, we spin it. Gate opens and the gate instantly closes. But, I hear you saying, there's no way surely we can get through that in time. Welcome to the Chronospheres. Spin the lever to open the gate, and then activate the Chronosphere. As far as we're concerned, we're moving at a normal rate, but time is moving very slowly. The gate has only just finished raising. And so while time is slowed, we can slip here really nicely, and then pretty quickly, time comes back to normal, and the gate closes. But we're safely through on the other side, with a golem to fight to reward us for our troubles. It is one of the things that makes you feel quite powerful in this game is when you fight enemies you've already fought again. You do genuinely end up... you do feel much more powerful, like you feel like you are gaining in strength, which is great. I always like it when games give you that kind of sense of progression in that way. I don't know why I rolled my R's there, it just seemed like the thing to do. I don't know why I pressed B there, that was a bit of a weird reflex. Souls here, chest, grab, do thing, me Tarzan, you Jane. Apparently, that's one of those things, the line, me Tarzan, you Jane. Oh wait, by the way, right here, soldier, artifact. Me Tarzan, you Jane is one of the famous lines from something which isn't actually from the thing. Apparently that line has never been in any Tarzan media ever, it's just people assume it. I don't know, I've never actually seen any Tarzan media. Oh, welcome to the Dry Road. So now we're heading north, straight towards actually the base of the Destroyer's Spire, which is a bit disturbing, and introducing Greater Duskwings. So these are like Duskwings, but as you can see, compared to the ones we shot earlier in the episode, they are more powerful, they take more to kill. You can't just kill them in a oh, you can. Well, I stand corrected on that then. They also have a projectile attack, which makes them mildly more annoying than their lesser cousins. But welcome to the Dry Road. So, this whole area... get the hell away from me! Nice little thing about the Tremor Gauntlet. Before you set off a big tremor with it, it does like a time slowdown-y... time effect? Sound effect? Visual effect! There we go, which looks quite cool. These guys as well, they have a projectile attack, which can actually reflect back at them. I believe they can only do it once, though. Hold on, here we go, and... boink! I've not actually done block counter on projectiles before, so I figured that'd be as good a time as any to show it off. We'll reap some of these guys, and then there's a fair few crows flying around, which I'm actually going to use to briefly heal, because we've got stuff upcoming. Not that I'm that damaged, but there we go. Crow, and crow. It is nice at least you have unlimited ammo on Bessie, because you really do burn. If you had ammo, you'd burn through it like nobody's business. Introducing Phantom Guard Angels. So these fight like normal angels, except they're blue and a bit scarier. Like any angel, use aerial combos to knock them down to the ground, then do some quick combos and you'll have a brief chance to break their... or just kill them, that works too. Normally you'll have a brief chance where you've broken their guard, where you can kill them with B. There we go. But if your Chaos Eater is powerful enough, like mine is, you just rinse through them in seconds anyway. Oh, they did things to me there, I felt like. But it's all about using the aerial combos and bringing them down to the ground. Angels in the air are a threat. Angels on the ground are powerless and defenseless. The whole plucked pigeons argument that what's-his-name kept making. Ulthane. Wonderful. With them out the way, we have some exploring to do in these ruins over here. There's 3-ish things of interest for us. There is up here a chest containing... you hope you should be able to tell chests apart by now. Bloody crows coming in at me. A lifestone shard, which is nice, that'll heal us, and I'll kill that crow. Not for health, just for satisfaction of murder, I suppose. I really didn't think about that phrase before I said it, and now I sound like a goddamn psychopath. Soldier artifact here to be grabbed, and then if we drop off the edge here, there is a blue chest. That was a lot of things in a very short time, and there is technically one more thing here, because there are some sigils over here. Welcome to the land of a weirdly frequent Vulgrim, because here it doesn't feel like we're that far from the Scalding Gallow, but we get another Vulgrim, and there's another one not that far up the road from here. This is... Go on. Vulgrim. Come out to play, Vulgrim. There we go. This is the Vulgrim in the Dry Road. Let's have a chat with him. Sell him some artifacts. And I'm going to buy some stuff. Impact rounds for Mercy is... I wouldn't say it's a must-buy, but it makes the upcoming episodes much easier. I'm going to buy some combos while I'm here. I'm going to buy Demon Edge, which is quite nice. That basically, when you're L-targeting an enemy, you hold back, like down towards you, and X, and you fling them up into the air. Quite a nice one to have. I'll also upgrade Tremor Smash, which is the standard like Y attack that the Tremor Gauntlet does. So that is now more powerful, and then we also have the ability to do... Nope, that's the wrong button. We do that, and you'll throw an enemy up into the air, and then you can smash them down like that. It's great to go up, cue things there, down, you can just do a lot of damage, and basically just keep enemies under control by flipping them around and keeping them exactly where you want them, which is great. Anyway, now we kind of head back to the main crossroads here. I must say, the Dry Road does look quite cool, very deserty. Feels... A lot of the backdrops in this are actually really cool, like the kind of destroyed city that you're in. Which I believe does have a name. It's called, like... what did they call it? Mayhem, it's called in the game, which is weird. Wake these guys up by shooting them. Come on, hello. Hello? Oh, clearly not close enough yet. Mercy does have a minimum range, and it's actually surprisingly close. Let's see if we can kill these guys with block counters. And... boink! And... spoink! The timing's quite forgiving on that for reflecting projectiles, actually, and that doesn't actually kill them in one. Fuckers. Well, that's a deadly tennis game of tennis, then. Doesn't even kill them in two. That just feels ridiculous now. Maybe I'm just not getting the timing perfectly. Oh well. Certainly leaves them very much wounded. Hey! Nice bit of uppercut action there. That sounds rude, but it isn't. Now. Oh, there's some more... What are they called? Zombies up ahead. And something bigger. Indeed, there is a blue dragon. Cool, I'm going to fight this guy with the speed we're on. Now, we encounter somewhat of a puzzle mechanic we've seen before, but also kind of not. This is a plant that's holding a crate, and we've seen this demon plant before. If you shoot it, it retracts into the ceiling, and it will drop the crate it's holding. What you need to do then is hold onto the crate, because, pretty soon, the plant comes back to life and will pick the crate back up. This now puts you in a great position to fly off to the side here, and grab something. Another! Come on. Enhancement! Carnage. War fills with hatred and generates chaos at an accelerated rate. I don't find this particularly useful, because I tend to have chaos more often than I actually really need it. But it's nice to have the option of it, and that means we've only got one more regular enhancement to get. I should probably talk at this point about the legendary enhancements, because I haven't really done much with them. Well, I haven't really talked about them at all. They're one of the final few... They are the last element of the visualizer we've not made any progress towards. And basically, you don't really start getting them until quite near the end of the game. As in, it's not this dungeon, but the next dungeon that's actually going to be the first time we can possibly come across even one of them. There's 4 of them, 1 for each horseman. There's one called War's Glory, Strife's Offering, Death's Blessing, and whatever the other one is, Fury's something. Fury's Fury. And each one of them is very powerful, but of course you only get them very late in the game. Here we are technically still in just tunneling between areas kind of thing, and oh, here we come to an awkward bit. So, we've got this rope here. Oh god, well that wasn't very smart, was it? Let's try that again. We've got the rope here, and we've got 3 of these dudes on it. For now, hit the first one, and quickly hover across, grab onto the rope, and go to the right. Once you're away from it, you're fine. This whole section is quite strange. It really feels like it should involve chronomancy. But it doesn't. Like, it feels like it should be stun them and then kind of, like, get past them as quickly as possible using chronomancy, but that's not what happens. Instead, we need to get over here. Come on up. Oh, ballsack. Well, this should hopefully take me back to the beginning anyway. I need to be back at that beginning tube bit. There we go. Now, we need a good way of stunning all three. You can do it with Mercy, but it's really hard. It's actually much easier to target all three with the crossblade, and that's the wrong direction. How do I not fire it? Oh, for God's sake. There we go. You actually want to target them in the order that you're going to be going, because we could be going from right to left. That's the kind of time frame you got, so you want to target them in that order, then launch the crossblade, and while the... Oh. I was going to say is while the crossblade's going, do your thing. But my thing was falling off, apparently. Right, crossblade goes, then we grab onto it, and then remembering to dash, get across there as quickly as possible. And there we go, wonderful. I nearly fell off and didn't grab the demon growth properly, which would have been embarrassing to say the least. But, there we go. Now let's hop up there, down onto the ceiling. These bits are kind of fun, but a bit easy, these. They're not much of a... They don't add much to the gameplay, kind of, those climby areas. It's... I don't know how I feel about them necessarily. Do you know what I'm trying to get at? Maybe I'm not being particularly clear. Anyway, if we smash through this, there is another Lifestone Shard. This has been a very visualizer-heavy episode, and it's about to continue with that even more. Do you remember I said a while back that this is a very Vulgrim-heavy area? Up here to the left is another Vulgrim location. This one is the Ashlands. And there is a reason why they give you two here, even though they seem kind of close together. It's because you might want things on either side of that bit in the middle without having to do the shitey climby bit in the middle. So I can see why they give you them as serpent holes. But that means we've got only one serpent hole to get, which we'll be getting in like a few episodes' time anyway, because it's just north of here. I don't think we've got any more souls since we last saw Vulgrim, so I think we're actually going to hold the episode there. We have made it to the very edge of the Ashlands. They're up ahead, and we'll be dealing with that next episode. For now, thank you very much. We've gathered a load of stuff around and made it to the Ashlands. I kind of already said this, but we'll be going on and doing that next episode. Thank you very much, and good day.